welcome to Slade on Slade. This is Leslie. I am Keith, and coming soon is The House of Ribbons, my book. Book 1 out of 5.
Today's topic is writing a book series. So, like we said, The House of Ribbons is a 1 of 5 book series. So, my first question for you today is, if you have a multi-level plot, is it a good idea to write a book series?
Oh yeah, but we've read some really good one and done books that were a multi-level plot, and they fit those into a small book.
Yes.
So it really depends on how big and how broad of a story that you have to write.
Should you write a series if you have a large cast of characters?
Just because you got a large cast of characters don't mean you have to write a series. Do you have enough of a story to write a series? If you don't, if you fit all those cast of characters in there and you really fall in love with some of those characters, how are you going to use them for other books? So it really depends on how long your story is, how thick your story is.
How robust your story is?
Yep. I wouldn't call it robust. Yeah. We were going for metaphors, but I guess that didn't work so well.
Okay, so my next thing is there are many different types of reasons why you need a book to use a book series. So one of them is if you do have that multi-level plots, even though you can do it in one, it's sometimes easier to do it in multiple books.
Yeah.
If you have a large cast of characters, you can do it in one book, but you also want to think that you want to spread them out, because you can't have the
what you're trying to say is you don't want to cram everything.
Yes, that's
if you just cram it all in, it's just like sex in an uncomfortable place, like in the back of a VW. See, that's a Chasing Amy joke right there. It's like Chasing Amy on Mallrats. I don't know, it's something to do about anal though.
So another one is if it's an
episodic,
thank you,
you're welcome,
series. So that's like your mystery series and stuff like that. So if it's a different story for each book, so like a
you like the old Dick Tracy books?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then if you have many different subplots in it, so like if you're going off on many adventures, you might not be able to fit it all in just one book.
You digging my this is furry. You could feel this. It's like shirt and then Chewbacca. It's technically made out of all of Chewbacca.
And then you also want to make sure that if you're leaving the reader hanging, you want to be able to answer those questions. You don't want to just leave the reader hanging.
Yeah, but
at
I'm
the
not
end of a
big into
one-person book.
I'm not really big into leaving the reader hanging. I don't want you to be like, and then she opened the door. Now give me $25 more. Which, by the way, as the writer, we only see about $3.50 for.
But what I'm saying is you don't want to leave the reader hanging. Oh. So if you're writing a one and done book,
damn, my paying attention skills are not good today. That's what happened. She didn't bring me home ice cream tonight.
You didn't ask for ice cream.
I didn't, but I always expect my wife to know.
So my question for you is why do you think you should write a book series?
Me personally?
Yes.
Well, I knew it was going to be a really long story. Not really long story. I thought I was going to be able to tell it all in one book, and I'm like, just in my notes alone, I'm like, oh, I screwed that. Not pretty good. Your story might be so big. Let's take Harry Potter, for example. That could have easily been, they're 5 books, right?
Yes.
Okay, that could have been 10 books. Okay? But they're nice and thick, and there was a story to tell, and she did it really, really well. For me personally, my story to tell was going to drag out between these books due to the scope and size and what it encompassed, where Harry Potter did it perfectly in a very small enclosed setting. One planet, most of it happened in one area of a school, then they broadened out for a little bit and they came right back, and it was contained really good. Where mine is, you're traveling from place to place. You're going to do a lot of traveling.
Okay. So my last question for you is, what is your favorite part of writing the book series?
I'd have to say being able to tell a story in great detail. Instead of just scrunching it up into like one little pocket-sized book and then be left with the, I wish I made it bigger. I went into it going, I'm going to just make sure that when a reader has a question, not only do I have the answer, but then it's because they found a question about something that was really small. Mm-hmm. Like in this scene, why was she wearing green pants? That's, it's a good question. A lot of people don't talk about the clothes people are wearing. I wanted to make sure I gave you as much meat and potatoes as possible, so that when you eventually see the movie, coming soon, they'll go, the book was so much better.
Yeah. That is all of the content we have for you today. If you like our video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button below. Also, if you want updates on the book or any future books, go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
This is like take 5. This is why she keeps smiling. I sneezed, she mispronounced a word, and I laughed. This is what happens when you shoot videos back to back.
That is all we have for you today, so we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.